Hello and welcome back to another great episode of the Geek Tech Show, and in today's video I'm going to tell you about M6. My name is Sergey Kisimov and welcome to my channel. In this channel I do tech reviews and all kinds of other ways how to make money online, including how to use different kind of camera equipment, and of course all kinds of interesting online tutorials, conspiracy theories, and all kinds of things. So make sure you subscribe. Right down below there's going to be a link. So here is the M6 original camera, and here is the new one. There's almost no difference between them. It's a very small minor difference, cosmetic and everything else, but it makes such a big drastic difference in the image quality. It does come with a small booklet. Not much information here, unfortunately. If you want to get more information, you gotta download the entire manual from the Canon website, which is a big bummer. It does come with the same exact battery, so you don't have to get a new one, and the same exact charger as well, so you don't have to spend extra money on that. The grip is very nice. You can see right here there's a lot more better grip than in the previous camera. In fact, let's compare it head to head and check it out. So you can tell that the grip itself right here has this texture. Over here the texture is not as apparent. The camera itself is slightly a little bit wider right here. I don't know if it's going to make such a big difference for people who are using it, but it is a little bit bigger, just a little bit. Now, it doesn't come with any lens, so this is something you shouldn't be comparing it to. And that is just a flop right there. On the top, same exact flash on both sides, but this looks a little bit more rugged too right here. There's not much other big difference except the dials. So the both dials are kind of the same. There's not really any change right here, but they did remove the plus and minus. Instead, they have one that is, and you can assign different functions to them. They also have a dial function right here, and I'm using this as the record button for movies. So you can change the functions. You could also change the functions in here as well. Just something I haven't done. I didn't think I need to. On and off switch is in the same exact location. Makes around the same exact sound too. The previous one had this right here. It's not as reinforced. In fact, if you go right there, you can see that this piece totally not reinforced at all. On the other hand, the new camera, this is rugged. Feels rugged too. I like this rubber grip here. So it looks almost as if it's weather sealed, but it's not. They don't claim it is, and I'm not about to test my luck with that one. On the back, the bigger difference, you can see it right here. There was M and F switch right there. So autofocus and everything else. Let's turn this on and check what we got here. And of course, turn it on. You should have battery inside. Same exact way. Putting it right in. It's right inside. It does make a little bit of a sound. And now let's compare some image quality. Let's take a few pictures to show you how it looks. You can see it's kind of harder for you to see it because the screen is a little bright here, but you can tell that this actually is giving a lot of superior image quality than I previously had. I do like the way it takes pictures, and I didn't like before how good the picture used to be shown over here. But now I do. I think this is almost as good as DSLR, if not better. Like I've seen some DSLRs don't make as good picture as this actually can. And if you zoom in, you have to really zoom in to see this and to see the pixel over here. Unless you like super zoom in, this does give it a lot of very good image quality for just regular images. And this is just some macro shots, kind of macro, not really macros. I do like that in Canon you can use your hands to zoom in and to check perfections and everything else. And you can't really do this with Sony cameras, not yet anyways, not that I know of. There is not much else here that is different in this camera than the previous version. It is really a lot of better processor. You can't really see a lot of the different changes. It's all inside the processor itself and everything else. It does focus much better. And you hear this sound. This is not the way it's supposed to work. You might think might something be wrong with it, but this is the Canon with the M mount adapter in it. Let's go ahead and see how this works on a regular lens that you probably will be using instead. In this one, zero sound, nothing, don't hear anything. So there is no sound on this camera. This is why mirrorless are so much more superior. The only reason there is sound over here is that this one is actually using a mount adapter for eos-m. That's the reason why this one was making sound before, to get the 50mm lens in here. That's the only one I actually had trouble with using. Just a little bit. It is just about making sound when it's focusing. And that's not unusual. The other M6 did the same exact thing as well. Other than that, it is a very great camera. It can do a lot of things that the previous one just couldn't. And overall, it is a beauty. Much better rugged, much better looking, can take more and better pictures, and more awesome video capacity. This is almost as good as a DSLR. Some of the best DSLRs out there will compete against this one head to head. Yes, it is that good. If you want to get your own version, make sure you click right down below and get it for the cheapest possible price. And to make sure its battery life stays the longest that you can. Now, those video hints could be used for other batteries or just about anywhere, but specifically we are talking about the M6 Mark II camera. This video itself is being recorded as we speak by the M6 II, the 2 version that just came out. So you're going to be seeing and hearing the video review coming directly from that, and it's going to let you know if you should get it yourself. So let's get straight to the point. This camera is amazing. I like it, but the biggest problem with it is the battery life just really sucks. So the way for you to get the best battery life out of this is definitely solution number 1. Get 2 batteries. In fact, 3 of them will do. Now, the best way for you to do this, make sure you charge the battery all the way in before you start using it. A lot of people, what they do is they use the battery just about to do some things with it, such as doing videos and things like that, and they don't actually charge it in full every single use. Therefore, the battery just dies pretty quick. Another thing is videos take up extensive amount of memory and also processing power too. Because of that, you have to get and use the lowest possible resolution, so it doesn't actually go ahead and eats all your battery juice right away. If you're a photographer, you shouldn't be using videos at all. You should just taking pictures, and that's definitely is going to preserve your life of your camera, and of course preserve the life of the battery. A few other things about this is that you should actually shoot at the lowest possible video resolution. If you don't need the biggest possible resolution, don't use it. Another thing you should be doing is always toning it off. And when you tone it off, it's going to definitely give you a lot more extra power for you to use. So if you're not using, just tone it off, and it's going to conserve battery power. A few other things that also eats a lot of battery is the flash. The flash itself is one of the main things that's going to eat a lot of battery power. If you're going to be using the flash a lot, definitely have a spare battery or a few. External mics and any other attachments you add to this is also going to use up a lot of battery power too. So the more things that you use, attach, and the more complicated and the longer you do exposure and all kinds of those things, definitely is going to eat up into your battery life. Now when you shoot pictures, if the image itself, the quality of the image, if you're not using the highest possible setting, you can use it to a lower setting and it's going to give you a lot more pictures too. And of course bigger battery life as well. So those are a few things you can do. Now I'm going to go into some settings that you can set in this camera and make sure it's going to give you the most possible and the best possible battery life that you can get for your Canon.